More families and children are ready to hop into a pool or a lake to stay cool as we see these temperatures climb this weekend. But one Indianapolis family is urging people to stay extra cautious after their toddler ended up in the water and nearly drowned last year. Tonight, our Rachel Krause has their story.
Running around the playroom inside Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, three-year-old Asher Kennedy keeps mom and dad, Bailey and Caleb Kennedy, on their toes. Watching him play and laugh, a welcome sight for his parents. Just last year, Asher gave his parents the scare of their lives. Outside in the barn with dad, Asher wandered off. Caleb says he ran searching for him, checking his neighbor's ponds.
I turned around and went to the front one instead, and then that's when I saw him and ran and jumped in the water and got him out as quick as I could.
And quickly calling 911.
My neighbor came out and she started talking to them on the phone while I did the CPR and got all the nasty stuff out of his mouth.
CPR that would save his life. An ambulance rushed Asher to Peyton Manning Children's Hospital as Bailey rushed over.
Of course, I'm like panicking and like just praying immediately, but yeah, I like knew though like that it was going to be okay. And like
Asher was intubated for 6 days, in the hospital for 10, luckily making a full recovery. Dr. Stephanie Gardner, EMS medical director for Ascension St. Vincent, says quick care saved Asher's life that day.
Depending on what happens during the event, when the patient comes out of the water or the kiddo comes out of the water, if they're not breathing at all, like was in Asher's case, then the right thing to do is exactly what Caleb did, was to start CPR.
Many kids aren't as lucky. Drowning is the leading cause of death in kids 1 to 4 years old. Every year, 4,000 children die from drownings. Dr. Gardner says if a kid goes under, immediately getting them out of the water and starting CPR is vital.
Very, very important. So the brain starts to have cell death from not having oxygen within minutes. Like 4 minutes, we start to see issues with brain and neurologic recovery.
She says it's critical to keep a close eye on kids in the water, even if they know how to swim. Caleb says it's been tough knowing his son was hurt on his watch, but it's why they wanted to share their story, urging other parents to take every precaution possible this summer.
There's nothing important enough that you're doing or trying to do to take your eyes off of them, because it can happen in a split second.
Now they're treasuring every moment, every hug, every playtime with Asher, every chance they get.
This is such an important story for all of us to watch, Rachel. What else can people do to be prepared?
Well, Ascension St. Vincent offers CPR classes both in Spanish and English that people can take. And doctors say even if you don't have access to taking a class, consider just watching a YouTube video on learning CPR. They say that in an emergency, it is so critical that people jump in and they even try and help. They say that instead of just hoping someone else will, it's so critical that people just jump in and they get right there.
And thank goodness Asher's dad was able to jump in and got him out safely. Glad he's doing well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Rachel.